So today I'm working on repairing a ham radio. This is a Yaesu VX6, and I've had it for a few years. Someone gave it to me a while ago. And the problems it was having was that it would not recognize the battery was installed. It would just say no bat. And it worked fine if I plugged it into the DC, external DC power connector, but it would not it would not charge the battery. And then recently, after just not using it for a while because it wouldn't charge the battery, I powered it back on with the DC jack, and I found that it would not produce any noise when the monitor button was held down. And that's when it should produce noise. Even if there's no signal, it should produce static. It would only do that on a few of the bands too. I think it was band 1, 2, 3, 5, and those were the 4 bands that actually had static or noise come through. The other ones would make no sound at all, but it would show up on the screen as receiving a signal and functioning properly, except for it didn't have any sound. So this is the front piece. This is the back piece. And this board here goes in between. So the first thing I noticed when I took this board out was that the knob was completely broken off. The knob that is for volume and tuning, it was completely broken off. So it's in a bag over there right now. So I'm guessing that those little metal contacts must be for separate bands, because I was able to get sound on a few of them, and a few others had no sound. So who knows, until I look at the schematic closer. That's probably what was causing it to produce no sound. I don't know how that broke. And another thing I noticed was a small missing piece. I can insert the pictures here, but there was a little part that fell off, somewhere fell off and was stuck in the corner, but I have not been able to find where it came from, because usually you can tell if a surface mount part has been dislodged. It would look like it was broken off at the solder point. Here's a good example here. Those solder points there, they have nothing on them. That's what it looks like if nothing was ever there. But if there was a part there, they would have square, sharp edges of where the part was. So I'm just going to put the knob back and then plug it back in to see what it does, because since I don't know where the other part came from, and I'm not going to guess because there's a lot of spots where it could have gone, I'll just see if it has any problems without the part that I found. And it could be that that part was never installed and it just happened to get stuck in there during assembly. So I'm going to do that now. Solder the knob back. Where is that piece? There it is. So here's the broken knob. 6 pins. I guess this is what happens when you leave your soldering iron for a whole weekend. Oops. All that oxidation. Wonder if the tip's even fixable. At least it's all warmed up. Yeah, it's trashed. Put on a better sized tip for what I'm doing next. Clean up. Still not warmed up enough. solder wick might work better. Alright, I cleaned up this knob here. I think it goes on the top, like that. It doesn't leave very much length of pins. Let's see if I can solder it in. So, I guess I should put flux on it first. A little bit of flux in there. Like that. Get one pin held down. And the other side. Just to hold it in place, and then it looks like I got it flat that time. I don't need to redo it. And fill in the rest. Okay, I guess it's time to put it back together and test it. Anything else that's... What the heck was that? Something just landed on me. Ooh, yucky spider. What the heck? Oh, that was weird, okay. Oh, it's not a spider. It's a transistor. How the hell did that land on me? Did it fall off the board or something? No, it did not fall off the board. Okay. And that's the button to talk. It looks like it's okay. The button to monitor. So here's the inside of the back side of the radio. It's made of aluminum, or maybe it's magnesium. And the little part that I found is right in here, kind of wedged up in the corner. So I'm going to look carefully with the light here, see if I can find what is missing. If anybody sees it, call it out. Those two right there don't look like they ever had parts on it. That doesn't look like it had parts on it. Okay, so I think I found it. Found the spot. This is the same board that I was working on. And that one in the corner looks like it might have had a part on it. Actually, now it doesn't look like it when I look under the microscope. It looks like it was a transistor, actually. So that's not the part that I found. Still looks like something broke off there. Here's a look at the part that I found. This is that little black speck there. And it looks like it has two connecting pins. I don't see a third one. 1, 2. I thought it was white. It's actually black. And you can see there's a few items that look similar in here, but still just can't tell if it's meant to be on the board or if it just got stuck to it by accident and assembled in the case, because I've had that happen before. Finding parts that were never installed, just left over. Now to put it back together. I'm guessing the rubber screws are supposed to go on the outside, so I'm going to change that back out. Because it doesn't make sense for the board not to be grounded when there's ground pads on the board. So the rubber covered screws are for the water protection on the outside. And then this piece, ribbon cable slides in like that. Put this one on first. Like that. And then I'll put this one in. So this is not the original power supply. I had to make one, and then I made a second one. This one plugs into the wall, and then the other one I made just plugs right into a computer power supply. But I don't know where it's at right now. So this is something like, what, 13 volts on it? 13 volts. This is external DC. Should be audio. There's no audio. Go into the other bands and see what happens. Nothing there. I'm hitting the monitor button, not the broadcast or transmit button, the monitor button. Different mode. You should hear static. Oops. And that one makes static. There's noise there. Noise there. 4. Here, I'll tune out of station. So it's receiving just fine. It's just won't output any sound. And try number 5. Band 5 works. 5 works. 6. Again, nothing on 6. No static. And I'm going through the bands. If you look at the top, there's sections, and those are different sections of radio electronics on the inside sometimes. They work with different subsections and whatnot. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. So whatever's going on, it's obviously happening to a certain section that's in charge of 4, was it 4? Yeah, so it's 4, 5. So it's 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, A and B. It still has the same problem. Even though I took it apart because of this problem, the knob didn't seem to be one bit the problem. It was still functioning even though it was broken off. That's very unusual. Well, if anybody out there knows where I should look, or knows it had the same problem, just post down in the comments below. I have the service manual that has all the voltages and everything, the data sheet for it, so that's my next step, is to take it back apart and figure out why there's no sound on those bands, and there's sound on others. And the radio makes its own beep noises just fine. If I turn the beeper on, it'll hit beep 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 as the keys get pressed. So, and it still doesn't recognize a battery. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I have to do more work on this.